City and county leaders joined forces to tackle our region's opioid epidemic. They're now going after pharmaceutical companies they believe are to blame for the growing problem. Police just confirmed seconds ago that a 3-year-old was shot. At this time, they have not identified whether that 3-year-old is a male or female or given us any information about what condition the child is in. The death of a Sacramento father shot 8 times by police in his grandmother's backyard has sparked protests across the country. Now organizers are planning a vigil for him here in Rockford. A bizarre story out of Louisiana. A woman is arrested after police say she broke into a home, stripped naked, and then took a bath while eating the homeowner's Cheetos. Here's how the timer cap works. We put our prescription inside and then screw on the top. It then literally acts as a timer, letting us know the last time we or anyone else opened up the medication. Mike, while parts of Pearl City are dry, in other places there's still a lot of work to be done. I'm going to step out of the shot just a little bit so you can see behind me. Many neighbors are still cleaning up their backyards, and even you can see they're working on clearing this water out of the business behind me. Illinois lawmakers raised new questions about Governor Bruce Rauner's response to a deadly Legionnaire's outbreak at an Illinois veterans home. A Winnebago County Board task force is taking a closer look at more than 400 employee-issued cell phones and other mobile devices as the county tries to cut down on expenses. Village of McChesney Park leaders tell us they got more calls about when the KFC on 173 would reopen than they got about potholes. The reason the saying "you're only as old as you feel" may have some truth to it. The Russian Armed Forces has unveiled its latest cutting-edge weapon in a New Year's greeting video. It's cuddly puppies. This is a moment John Horton wasn't ever sure he'd see.
23 years and 5 months. You don't know what that day is going to look like. I didn't know what it would look like, but I'll accept this.
Today, he says he's grateful to be free, surrounded by family and friends.
It took a while, but he didn't give up on me, and those that love me didn't give up on me.
Horton was accused of killing a man at an area McDonald's back in 1993 when he was 17 years old. Melissa Pappas was his girlfriend at the time. She says she remembers dropping him off to clear his name. That was the day he confessed to the crime and was arrested.
It's sad that it took 23 years for this to happen.
Although he confessed, Horton says he didn't commit the crime, but only signed the confession because he was tired after a 10-hour interrogation. The Illinois Appellate Court says new evidence has surfaced, and now they're granting him a new trial.
This is a case of a murder that happened in 1993 that we know who committed it, and we know it's not the man who's been locked up for almost a quarter century.
Horton is now out on bond. While his family knows they'll never get 23 years back they missed with him, they're excited for an opportunity at a fresh start. I spoke with one local pastor who says he's trying to answer that question for some families with donations and the help of his congregation.
All the brown bags get used? Because it was 200 brown bags.
Pastor Jamel Flanagan is not usually in the delivery business, but as it gets warmer outside, he admits he does what he needs to do to make sure area kids have food.
We have passed over 425 bags now. Our goal is 1,000.
The Westside pastor volunteers at a local school. He says he noticed how much the students relied on the lunches. And now that school's out for the summer, he says he wants to make sure the kids are still eating. To some, this might just be a small sack lunch of a sandwich, some chips, and cookies. But Pastor Flanagan says these small sack lunches can make a big difference in the life of a child.
We never know what they go through behind closed doors. So I do believe that these meals or this lunch have definitely kept some from just stealing and picking up records at a young age.
After Flanagan and volunteers at Jerusalem Baptist Church finished packing up the sandwiches, chips, cookies, and juice,
We got some cookies in there.
and they drive around the neighborhood handing them all out.
There we go. There go one for you. When we actually give the bags to the kids, they literally look at the bag, and you would think we dropped $20 in there.
Flanagan says he wants the project to continue year-round, taking it to other Rockford neighborhoods in hopes of keeping kids full
I thought that was you.
and out of trouble.
Just because I see the need, not just on the west side of Rockford, but just everywhere, from the east side, south side, and even the north side of Rockford.
We make our way over there. How many is it?
Flanagan tells me he needs our help to reach his goal of feeding 1,000 kids. For more information about how to get involved, visit WIFR.com.